Hello, beautiful and pristine soul. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Hichan, and this is Poise and Pristine Tarot, where I offer intuitive tarot readings, mostly in the form of pick-a-card readings, in order to provide spiritual insight and guidance when it comes to your most pressing question in life. So for today, we will have a reading about messages from your future self. So in this reading, we will ask the four important questions. The first one is, what messages does your future self have for you? The second one will be, what lessons have you learned that will shape your future? The third one is, what step should you take now to align with your best path? And the last question will be, how can you make the most of this guidance? Okay, so I hope you are clear of what the reading is about, and let's get into the group picking part. So for today's reading, we will have three different groups. So group number one, you will have the Alchemist of Earth. This is the Knight of Pentacles from the Clarity Tarot deck. Group number two, you will have the Stars from the Flux Arcana Tarot deck. This is a tarot deck that uses the image of a skeleton to, depict the scene in the tarot card. So yeah, this is actually a really, really nice card. And group number three, you have Judgement. Okay, very beautiful. This is Shadow Work Tarot deck. Okay, so if you want to, you can always pause the video in order to really meditate and let your intuition guide you to the group that is calling out for you the most. In case you are drawn to more than one groups or all of the groups, then trust your intuition. Feel free to check out all of them, because I believe that there will be a message for you in each group. Okay, so I will see you in your reading. Hello, my beautiful group number one. Welcome to your reading about what messages from your future self. So in this reading, we will be exploring what messages does your future self have for you? What lesson have you learned that will shape your future? What steps should you take now to align with your best path? And in general, how can you make the most out of this guidance? So group number one, you have chosen the Alchemist of Earth from Clarity Tarot deck. It is so beautiful. So this is a card depicting a mountain in fire. So sometimes when everything grows into a certain stage, right, you need to burn it all down in order to really transform it into the next stage. So the Alchemist of Earth in this specific tarot deck is talking about this kind of transformation. So Earth is the element that is stable, that is consistent. However, there should be some point where everything needs to transform it form and shapes as well. So yeah, very interesting card. I feel like group number one will consist of all kind of individuals that really are interesting, that really don't be afraid of changing themselves and the situation around them. So let's get started with your reading. What messages does your future self have for you? We'll be using the Clarity Tarot deck, the same tarot deck which your significator cards comes from, to answer this question. So what messages does your future self have for you? So you got 10 of Swords. Oh. Just when we talk about transformation, here we see an ending. So there must be some ending happen recently in your life. You got the Chariot. Oh, I love this message. You got the Devil. Wow. This is strong. This is strong. The Devil. And finally, you got Death. Oh my gosh. Group number one, I personally think when I talk about transformation and rebirth regarding this alchemist of earth, maybe you have already have a feeling what I am talking about. So yeah, definitely something has been going on in your life that really depressing, that is really disappointing to you, and it caused you a lot of headaches, a lot of trauma and sadness as well. But most of all, I think it is about the stress. It must be a stressful situation where, you know, the Chinese have a saying about when it rains, it pours, right? So everything in your life kind of, you know, mess in a messy state at a very same time, and it caused you an overwhelmed feeling, overwhelmed of the stress. So yeah, that energy is extremely heavy in this reading. And we see the devil here, right? It has to do something with a certain type of contract, something that you sign up yourself for. However, maybe you didn't know the whole picture behind it. Maybe you didn't have enough information. Maybe you were lied to. You were someone did something behind your back, and you got into that contract without not knowing much about it, and after that you really saw through the situation, and you feel stuck in the situation. You think that you have signed up for something that is so wrong, so unfair. However, you don't know how to get out of it. However, every difficulties will come to an end. I don't think there is a complete dead end situation anywhere in life. There must be some way, or at least one way to be out. It's just whether you are acknowledge about it or not. So there must be a way out, because in your reading I see on the stress here and on the feeling of stuck, of being lied to, of being taken advantage in the bottom of your reading. But then sooner or later, maybe you are doing it already, you will burn the whole thing down. You will let go of everything. You will be able to really transform and transcend the situation. So you are no longer bound to the chains, the the bonds over here, that you're not going to let yourself being stuck forever, even though it means that you have to let go of something that is extremely important to you. However, there must be some sacrifice in order to really transform this whole situation. There must be some sacrifice, and you are strong enough in order to make this happen. So death card is the card of Scorpio, right? And when we think about Scorpio, we imagine in our mind a strong person, with not strong on the outside, physically strong, but they have inner strength, right? They are courageous. Daredevil. They challenge the life and death situation. So yeah, and you see the state of stuckness, of confinement in the lower part of this death card. But then this individual, this figure over here, managed to break out of it and then transform him or herself into a freedom birth. This is a figurative image of someone who really transcends the reality. So if there is something that going on in your life that is so hard for you to bear, that is causing you so much headache and stress and disappointment and sadness, trust in yourself that your future self is telling you soon, very soon, you will gather enough strength in order to burn down the whole situation, in order to break free and make a breakthrough out of it. And the chariot over here depict the final outcome or the result of your action. So chariot, right? You move onto a path where you are unstoppable. You head up to the new goal, the new stage of life without letting any obstacles or any person over there getting on your way. So group number one, I am supposed to get all the cards on the table before I start your reading, but I cannot wait, so I jump onto it already. I'm so sorry, but I hope this structure is also fine for you. And yeah, so you understand the message over here, right? You will gain enough strength, no worry. Be a little patient, bear with it for a while before you can finally come to that tipping point where you will no longer tolerate any of those, unfair situations and really transform your life into a better stage. So what lessons have you learned that will shape your future? So what lesson can you make out of this, situation? What should we use? I will use this one, the Flux Arcana, the Flux Arcana Tarot deck. Okay. Today I specifically chose 3 tarot cards that have a little bit darker imaginary so that it will fit the theme of this reading. I hope it fits your aesthetic as well. So group number 1, what lesson have you learned that will shape your future? Oh, you got 8 of Wands. I understand, but I will wait. Okay, you got the Hangman. You got the Empress. What lesson have you learned? What lesson have you learned? Okay. More, right? We need more, right? What lesson have you learned? You got the Hermit. Oh, Empress, then Hermit. 2 major arcana. You got the 2 of Wands. You got the Page of Wands. Should I ask the third question as well before we start with the second question? What do you think? Let's get the third question as well. I will not make the same mistake of jumping too fast into the reading. Okay, so what steps you take now to align with your best path, best future? What steps should you take? What steps should you take? This is about step, about action. The Fool. Oh, okay. Let's have one more card. You got 7 of Pentacles. No. I will put it over here. Better, right? Better. I will get 2 more cards for you. What steps should you take? High Priestess. High Priestess for an action plan question. I personally don't think High Priestess would have you to be any more clearer. It's okay. It's okay. What steps you take? Ace of Wands. You receive a lot of wands in your reading. So let me see. Ace of Wands, 2 of Wands, Page of Wands, Ace of Wands. Only 1 Pentacles. And then major arcana. Let's see. What steps should you take now to align with your best path? What lesson have you learned? Okay, what lesson have you learned? Group number 1, I think you have learned an extremely important question about taking charge in your life. So I see over here we have the 2 of Wands and 8 of Wands. 2 of Wands are about planning, strategic planning, making steps, having vision, seeing the full picture of something into the future, whereas the Eight of Wands is more about doing something, taking actual action, and not just any actions, but fast moving action, extremely active, proactive, energetic, assertive action as well. So I think in the past, right, you have been a little bit passive when it comes to this situation. Regarding your past self, you have learned that you cannot place your destiny into anyone's hands other than your hands. So maybe you trusted someone and you trusted that they will bring a certain type of benefit to you, or you trust in their promise to do something for you. However, at this point, you will realize, you will learn the lesson that your destiny, your life should always be within your own control. You should be the one who seeing the future for yourself, setting and planning the long-term plan for yourself, and taking the correct action for yourself as well. I do see the energy is getting extremely strong when regarding your lesson thread. So I'm pretty sure that back in the past you weren't so active, you weren't so in charge of your life and your destiny. Maybe it is because someone promised you something and you trust them. However, you now learn to really take it into your own hand rather than relying on some people and trusting that they will do it for you. It will not happen that way, okay? No matter who that person may be, you can never completely trust some people, other people, that they will do your good, right? No one will care about you more than yourself. Group number one. I hope it doesn't sound too harsh, but that is what I truly see in this reading for you. And another lesson for you is that you should never trust anyone completely. You not really trust anyone completely. How can I say this? When someone said something to you, rather than listen to one party, you should always listen to multiple parties, multiple people, and then make a judgment for yourself. The Hangman is talking about seeing everything upside down, seeing everything in a different perspective. Maybe in the past you can only see things the way you wanted to see, the way you believe it should be. However, the lesson for you is that everything will have multiple facets, and the more facets you are able to see, the better your ability to make the correct judgment, and not to see different facets, right? Even when you see something and people convince you a certain thing, you should always take a step back, having some distance from them in order to really think for yourself. So the Hermit is talking about the ability to withdraw and to find the wisdom within solitude. So having alone time is extremely important. Practicing some kind of mind map of brainstorming lessons will really help you to see different ideas and events in different lights in order to draw a conclusion for yourself. So not just going out there to see the thing for yourself, to plan the thing for yourself, however, to think for yourself as well, have your own opinion, have your own decision on things. And the only way for you to be able to do that is that you have to really think for yourself, withdraw, have some solitude, and really meditate on the situation, the events, and draw your own conclusion. And yeah, one other lesson for you is that you should never let people step on you, triumph over you, take advantage of you. Group number 1, I don't know the correct situation and conditions where this event happened, this Ten of Swords happened. However, I do think you didn't exude enough power when you communicate or liaising with other people. So the Empress is not someone, so she is not the emperor, right? She doesn't use force and strength and also violence in order to get other people to listen to her. What the Empress uses is her ability to influence people with her nurturing energy. So she cares about other people and she will nurture them, help them, listen to them, so that it can build the trust and the respect from other people. And when something actually happened to her, then other people will come and pay back her, pay back her in the way that they will protect her or support her in her cause. So never back down, right? You are a queen for yourself. You are not less than anyone. So don't let anyone make you think that you are unworthy, you are not precious, not valuable. You are a valuable person, a high standard person, and for that purpose you must always hold your head high and stand straight with your shoulder back, look into the other people and command your power so that they can really know that you are not someone to be messed around with. I think a lot of your question, a lot of your situation over here will have something to do with that lesson. So be stronger, be a little bit stronger, be more commanding in your way of communicating and treating people so that they know that you demand respect from them, that you cannot be messed with, and then they will not try anything funny behind your back anymore. This devil happened because it is because you give in as well. So the devil is talking about seduction. So you got into this situation because some kind of seduction as well. Maybe it is sexual seduction, maybe it is financial seduction, maybe it could be some kind of bribery. No, what is it? So someone lure you to do something, and but you can resist it. The devil is not unresistible. You can resist it. The problem over here is that you didn't act strong enough in order to resist the devil, and that's why it gets you into this kind of situation. But for this time, if you are strong, if you think for yourself, you see through all the different aspects, you take action, take planning, doing everything with your own hands and feet, then no one can really mistreat you and trick you into something you don't want to. So group number 1, this is an extremely interesting lessons, and I hope it resonates with you. If it's not, or if it does, right, I hope you can tell me in the comment section. So let's come to your third question. So what steps should you take now to align with your best path? Group number 1, when the Fool appeared, my first initial thought is that you know that this situation is not good for you. You know that there is a lesson to be learned and that you can triumph over the situation by doing something risky. There is a risk factor comes together with the Fool card. However, you are still having some doubts. You are still wondering whether taking on these risks will eventually result in something favorable for you. But trust in the universe and trust in your intuition. The High Priestess also appear to remind you that your intuition is a powerful force that can help you to navigate your life more smoothly, and that to help you to avoid the most painful things can happen in this world. So if your intuition tell you something, tell you to move away from the situation, and you are still concerning about the risk factor, then trust your intuition and take the leap of faith. The Fool, even though he knows there would be demons and monsters waiting for him outside of this magical gateway. You see the gateway over here, right? So even though he understands that without taking that risk, he will never truly grow. And without taking that risk, he will never obtain something better. So there is a saying about if you don't do anything differently, then you cannot expect different results. So you have been stuck in this situation for a while now. It's time for you to do something different and take the leap of faith so that the universe can really bring you out of all those misery and bring you to a better place, a more prosperous, abundance, as well as happy place. One more thing is that the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands all talking about taking pragmatic and consistent action. So I told you before, you receive a lot of Wands card, and Wands in Tarot represent actions, motivation, vitality. So it urged you to rely more into yourself, into your own strength, into your own determination, and take that action that is needed to do. Anyone who receives this Ace of Wands usually are in a state of stagnation. They are not doing something that they know it is good for them, but they are not doing the action themselves. And Seven of Pentacles talking about being consistent, doing it every single day, day after day. So this action must come with a consistency. So if you decide on listening to your intuition, following the call, the higher call, and then taking the leap of faith, then be consistent with it. Take the correct action that resonates with this decision and be consistent day after day, night after night. Also, there is a calling for you to really be more mindful of your finance, because money, it plays some kind of position of roles in your reading. So maybe you need a stable job, or maybe a stable source of income in order to get out of this situation. Then don't wait. Submit your resume to the whole city right now. Take the action right now. Go to the career fair and right now and secure that income for you. If you need to sell off anything, do it. If you need to, come back to your own line of work just to make the bill paid, then do it. Money play a certain factor in your reading. So if you really need to work on something, work on it. Be mindful that you need to save the resources, the money, and you need to plan it and do it consistently so that the thing that you envision with the High Priestess will actually come true. I like your reading a lot. So group number 1, to close off your reading, let's see how can you make the most of this guidance. So how can you make the most out of this guidance? This is Horoscope Tarot deck, and I will be using it to read the last question for you. How can you make the most way of this guidance? I see this. I will return all other cards. So you got Ace of Swords. So we see the planning over here, the setting action over here. If it is so hard for you to really get yourself to do it, how about writing it down? Do you know that when we trained in our human resources profession, right? When we try to train a certain newcomers or the current employee on something, we'll always ask them to write down, because Writing down something actually have power. Writing down something will help you to really materialize the idea. When the idea is in your head, it's vague, inconsistent, blurry. However, once you got it into the paper, everything become clear. You can structure your way of thinking, supplements the missing points, as well as improving your strategy. Therefore, the final outcome will be much better compared to when it is still inside your head. So writing could be an extremely powerful meditation activity for you. So how about you consider it, writing down what is causing you the distress and disappointment and sadness, and then continue to write down the outcome. What do you want? What is the future that you really want to happen? And then next step, you can write down a clear action plan, what you can do now immediately that you think you can do in order to improve the situation and bring everything into the place where you want it to be. And maybe after you do that kind of meditation practice, as well as it is some kind of manifestation practice as well, maybe everything will be clearer for you and you will gain much more strength in order to really make this happen. Okay, group number 1, let's get 2 more cards. How can you make the most out of this guidance? How can you make the most out of this guidance? You got Death. You really need to go through an extremely strong transformation, and I know transformation is always painful, but trust me, it will eventually serve your purpose. It will eventually be good for you. It will not harm you in any way. Transformation is good, right? You see the cocoon, right? The butterfly has to break the cocoon in order to transform itself into something this beautiful. And even though it's sad, when you letting go of your history, your past, something that you used to hold dear to, however, for the sake of yourself, you must move forward. The Chariot over here is asking you to move forward. You got Queen of Cups. How can you make the most out of this guidance? And you got the Queen of Cups. Finally, you got the 10 of Cups. I don't think you are alone, group number 1. I think you have a family who is supportive. You have people who are wishing you the best. You have someone to rely on. Don't think that this situation is a dead end that only you can serve it. Maybe you can rely more on the people around you because they also wish the best for you, and that you should also love yourself more. If you don't appreciate yourself, then who can, right? People say when you are harsh with yourself, you will become even harsher and more difficult to the people around you. When you let your heart become hardened, you will behave the same way. You will radiate that energy to the people around you, and everyone will start to feel not comfortable around you also. So treat yourself right, pamper yourself a little bit. If you made a mistake, right over here, if you made a mistake of committing yourself into this stuckness, then forgive yourself first. People made mistake. You are allowed to make mistake. Don't beat yourself over some past that already happened. Look to the future. Tell yourself, you made a mistake. However, I forgive you myself. And heal your wounds. You don't deserve this kind of hardship, especially coming from yourself. You shouldn't be too hard on yourself, okay? be a little bit empathetic, sympathetic, forgiving for the most important person in your life, which is yourself. And then maybe you can find a way to get out this more easily and sooner. So my group number 1, this is the reading that I have for you today. I hope that you like the reading and I hope it resonates with your situation. If it does, or even if it doesn't, I would love to hear your comment in the comment section, and I would love to have some like and subscribe from you guys so that I can continue to give you better reading. So group number 1, I wish all the best for you. I wish that you can get out of this situation soon and with strength, with all kind of dignity. And yeah, I will wait for your feedback. So this is all I have for you. Bye bye. Hello, beautiful group number 2. Welcome to your reading about what messages does your future self have for you. So within this reading, I will be answering the question, what messages does your future self have for you at the present time? Secondly, what lessons have you learned that will shape your future? Thirdly, what steps should you take now to align best with your path? And finally, how can you make the most out of this guidance? So group number 2, you have chosen the Star card from the Flux Arcana Tarot deck, and this tarot deck will be the one that I will use to answer the first question. So without further ado, let's get started with your reading. So group number 2, the Star card. First of all, I want to say my initial impression with the Star card. So whatever the messages your future self have for you in this reading, I am sure that that message and the lesson come with it will help you to see the light at the end of the tunnel. If you are in a difficult situation in life, then this message will be able to help you to continue, stay strong, and go ahead to find the way out for yourself. If your life is in a pretty peaceful and abundant and easy and happy state, then this should signify some kind of new opportunity, new chances that can change the course of your life forever, for example. So yeah, we will start with the Flux Arcana Tarot deck. What messages does your future self have for you? Group number 2. Okay. You got the High Priestess. Oh, mystery. Maybe we are not allowed to pick too much into this message. However, well, I will see what I can channel for you. So you got the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles. This 7 of Pentacles is so beautiful. I love the image depicting in there. You got Ace of Pentacles. This has something to do with your finance or your resources, your home, your land, your assets. That is in your work, career, yeah. And you got the 2 of Cups. Oh, this is so happy. Group number 2, I personally think you are not in a too difficult situation. You are not facing any kind of extreme obstacle. I think today's reading for you will more about the future opportunity, the future abundance, and things that you can obtain in the future that may help you to make your life better. So I think I will get all the cards in the table before I start your reading. So secondly, what lessons have you learned that will shape your future? Lesson. I will use the Shadow Work Tarot deck to answer this question. So what lessons have you learned that will shape your future? What lesson have you learned that will shape your future? You got the Empress. I like this lesson. I like it, even though you I like this lesson for you, and I will let you know later. Wait for it, okay? You got 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is usually a negative card in most tarot deck. However, for this tarot deck, I think it can be extremely powerful message, powerful and beautiful at the same time. What lesson have you learned that will shape your future? 10 of Swords. This 10 of Swords must say here, okay? Opposite of the 10 of Wands. I think you have gone through a lot of hardship, but that is history for now. Because both 10 of Wands and 10 of Swords gave me the feeling of a past incident rather than the current event, the current vibration of group number 2. Okay, and you got the Star for the second time. I know it. I know it. I will tell you later, but I love the lesson that the cards are trying to convey over here on your table. Oh, back of the deck is the 5 of Wands. Okay, then let's move to the third question. What steps should you take now to align with your best part? So what steps should you take? We will use the Clarity Tarot deck. If you like any of the tarot deck I use in this reading, I will surely put the information in the description box for you. What steps should you take now to align with? I want step, action plan, something pragmatic, something specific. What action? What steps? 2 of Swords. Making up your mind. Do you have anything that you are considering that you cannot give a final decision yet? Group number 2. You got 10 of Cups. 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, and 10 of Cups. What steps should you take? 9 of Wands. You seem to receive a lot of wands, right? Or is it my imagination? Pentacles, Cups, Sword, 1 wands. Okay. Maybe we will receive either a cup or a pentacle again. Let's see. You got the 6 of Swords. I guess it's wrong. Okay, the 6 of Cups for the steps. A 6 of Swords for the step. We'll leave the last question to the end of the reading. So group number 2, let's see what we have here on our table for you. So we have seen the message from your future self that the star will finally come to you one day. There will always be hope at the end of the tunnel. If currently you are in an extremely difficult situation, if you are facing obstacles, if you are facing challenges, believe in yourself, believe that the future will hold something better, bigger, more abundant, more rewarding for you, so you don't have to worry too much. The pessimistic outlook will kill off all kind of luck that the universe is trying to bring to you. So group number 2, please look ahead into the future. Please keep your faith, keep your belief, and use that strength in order to continue to do what you need to do. I think a lot of your current situation will be related to either work, career, finance, house and lands, assets in general. So you might be in a state where you have doubt about yourself, that you think you don't have the ability to make maybe to make a career for yourself or to advance into the professional ladder, professional hierarchy. You may think of the situation where you cannot be you cannot make enough to afford a house or a car or some kind of lifestyle that you desire. However, the cards over here are describing yourself as someone who is extremely capable. I think you are a hardworking person. You are meticulous. You know where to put your effort in. You know how to concentrate, to pay attention in order to achieve a certain kind of outcome. At the same time, I do see a certain characteristic of a self-starter, or maybe we can say an entrepreneurship spirit in you. So group number 2, I think you may have the ability to make income out of different sources. For example, you may have a full-time job. At the same time, you may engage in other business, side hustle. For example, doing YouTube, right? Doing YouTube, or maybe you doing streaming, you sell something that you made in your spare time, or maybe you practice art and it start to generate income for you. So a lot of people in this world, they study something for a profession, for a degree, diploma, and then they work in that field for a long time, hoping to really earn a promotion, to increase their earning day by day, month by month, by loyalty to the company. However, I see here that group number 2 are the people who don't shy away from looking out for new opportunity, looking out for a different way of making money outside of their own profession. And one day, maybe if you practice that hard enough, you will be able to make your side hustle into your main income source, and that will secure a better future where you can really enjoy life, living with your, with luxury and how do I say, living with all the best treatment in the world. And yeah, I believe there is a saying by Marilyn Monroe in one of her film, her drama, that how can a woman have time to love if she has to worry about the money that she doesn't have? So, this reading is both for male and female. However, I do think that message will resonate with you as well. When you can make a fortune for yourself and secure a stable income, whether it is the one income or multiple sources of income, then you can really relax and then let yourself have some room to enjoy life. It's not just about surviving, paying the bill anymore, but it's more about actually enjoying life as it is. So don't listen to the self-doubt and all those negative thoughts within you. There is your intuition over here is calling for you to see the star, the opportunity, your capability that to make this star come true. As long as you are consistent, you work hard and you actually do it. So yeah, if you are having any idea about starting a side hustle or buying something, acquire something bigger for yourself, group number 2, you have to believe me that you will have the ability to obtain that as long as you put your feet into it and commit to that course of action. So that is what your future self is trying to tell you. Maybe your future self in the future is enjoying an extremely luxurious lifestyle, and they were like, wow, I didn't think I will have a chance to enjoy this. Why not letting my past self know about it? And that's why we have this reading, group number 2, really exciting for you. So we will move to your second question. What lessons have you learned that will shape your future? An important part of your lesson, group number 2, is to persevere through the hardship and the difficulties and the challenges that life throws at you. Do not back down from it, no matter how painful it may be, how disheartening, how distressed it can cause you. Please remember that you have to persevere through all of that in order to achieve a higher outcome. There is a saying, I don't know, from Russia, something like that, that the metal, when they were, how do I say, when we put metal into the fire so that they can transform themselves into a different kind of metal that is harder, that is more useful, right? So people are the same, humans are the same. You have to be put through some kind of difficulties and challenges in order to grow. And when you grow, only when you grow and acquire new skills, new knowledge, new confidence, that you can really enjoy the better version of life. So hardship, when it comes to you, I know it will be hard, but I also know one thing, that you have the ability to overcome all of those things. You have the ability. Maybe some other people may give up at the sight of difficulty, but it is not you. You are someone who can do ways better than that, and you can really, how do I say, actually learn something from the hardship that you overcame. So the kind of hardship that you will face or you had faced, I don't know what it is. I don't know whether they happened already, but I know for one thing that the lesson that you learn from those hardships will be precious, and it will make you to become a queen, an empress, someone who are fearless. So the empress is usually talking about inner strength, about emotional intelligence, about the ability to use the feminine energy to triumph over difficulties and people hurt as well. So she received respect because she is tolerant, she is consistent, she knows how to make use of her feminine energy to win over situation. And feminine energy, or the yin energy in the Chinese culture, is soft, is flexible. Okay, the hardship over here also taught you the same thing. Be flexible. When something comes to you, bounce back, right? When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. It is a way of living that can keep you nurturing yourself so that you can grow both mentally, emotionally, but at the same time still keep the kindness in your heart, the kindness, the empathy, the sympathy that you have for other people. So you will become competent, at the same time become nurturing and loving as well. So you have to master this lesson. Group number 2, this lesson come to you because I do think that back in the past, when you experience hardship, you will also, you did have the tendency to become more hard, to become skeptical, become suspicious of other people as well. It is inevitable, I understand. However, please practice. Please learn that lesson, that hardship come to you so that you can appreciate the goodness when they actually come. So treat hardship and also the people that hurt you with a different mindset. Be the empress, be higher than other people. And one more important lesson that I do see in your reading is that you have to maintain your optimism. Do not let the pessimism and the self-doubt and past trauma to cause you to, how do I say, to lost hope. Because once you lost hope, then there's nothing else for you to hold on to anymore. There's no mission, there's no vision. Everything will fall apart when you lose your faith and your hope, right? So you have to keep the optimism, and that outlook in life, that positive outlook in life will eventually generate, manifest, and attract good thing for you. Group number 2. So the star is your main lesson. Look out for the better thing in the world. Look out for the better thing in other people. Always understand that there will be a hope somewhere. There will be opportunity somewhere. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and you will always be saved by that mindset. Extremely beautiful lesson, right? Let's move to the third question. So, what steps should you take now to align with your best path from now onwards? So, group number 2, you receive the 2 of Swords and then the 6 of Swords over here together with the 10 of Cups and 9 of Wands. I think the first step for you in order to align with your path in the future is that you should be able to make a certain type of decision. And aside from that kind of decision, you also need to rethink about the way you think, the way you rationale, the way you make reason or judgment. Because 6 of Swords in the Clarity Tarot deck has a little bit of different meanings when compared to the original Rider-Waite Tarot. So 6 of Swords here is talking about how you reflect on your ways of thinking about a certain situation and see whether it is the only way to think about that situation, or is there any other way to, see the picture. So the different arrows over here is pointing to different paths, right? So if you are in a situation where you have to make a decision, a choice between A and B, maybe you can rethink about the situation. Maybe you have the option C or D or F, something like that you didn't manage to see them yet. But now if you look in a different direction and considering the way you your train of thoughts, maybe you can find out a new way to see the whole situation. And also, other than reinforce your ability to make correct decision, to see the picture, the full picture, making the judgment, seeing the different facets, this different aspect of one situation, you are called to. This is the 9 of Wands, right? You are called to really, how do I say? There is tons of different way of doing something. However, when it comes to the most difficult time, you need to call on to all kind of different action in order to defend what you truly believe in order to defend your position, right? So not only you need to think in many different directions and choose the direction that is the most beneficial for you. At the same time, you need to be able to multitask, to be able to do a lot of things at the same time, try to branch out your action and your influence into the world in multiple different directions in order to find the most suitable direction. So you see the tree, right? When the tree grows, it will spread out, it branch into different directions in order to see which direction will receive the most sunlight and also rain and other factors that can be beneficial for its growth. So mimic the tree, okay? The tree is a representation of wisdom. So you should follow that kind of trial and error, try to branch out in multiple directions and try different action before you draw a conclusion of something. And finally, if you are able to really see through all the different aspects and facets of things, if you are able to try a lot of different ways of doing things and draw the lessons for yourself, you will be able to let go of that feeling of the self-doubt, of those kind of pessimism we mentioned back in your first and second question, in order to embrace everything that the universe will have to offer to you, so that you can really align to the best path into your future. And your future self is telling you to really focusing on making some kind of decision over here, because the thought process is highlighted in this third question. So your emotion and your action will follow your thought process, your decision. So this is the most important part that you need to pay attention to, that you need to reflect on yourself to see whether you are doing anything wrong or doing not enough in this area. I think that is an extremely clear direction, so that you can know how to move forward. But yeah, don't limit yourself in any kind of choices. You may not you may have more than 2 choices in your current situation. Think about it. If you maybe you think you can only choose job A or job B, however, you didn't know that if you extend your job search into the next city or maybe the next stage, then maybe you can have even the near neighbor country, right? Maybe you will have option C, D, E, F. We don't know, right? So it is very important to question your own thought process, and then think about whether you will have more than just the current option that you are having. And by doing that, you will be able to make the correct decision. And that correct decision, even if you have to let go of something old, there is a connotation of letting go over here. So even if you have to let go of something old, maybe an old industry, an old house, or an old friend, something like that, but it will still be beneficial as long as you branch out and test out enough options, and finally you can achieve the state of the 10 of Cups over here. Okay, so we will move to the last question, the last part of your reading today. How can you make the most of this guidance? How can you make the most of this guidance? I will use the Horoscope Tarot deck to answer this question for you. So group number 2, how can you make the most of this guidance? You got the 2 of Wands. So we see a lot of 2 in your reading. So 2 of Wands, 2 of Swords, 2 of Cups, the duality is here. So I really think you are at a crossroad where you have to make a decision to choose between 2 options, 2 situations, 2 people even. Then you receive the Knight of Cups. Your feeling is just as important. Feeling, inspiration, and passion and love is just as important as other factors when you come to this decision. And then you got Knight of Pentacles, 2 knights. One knight is romantic and one knight is pragmatic. They are looking at the opposite direction. So this is what you are torn between. I think so. You may have a vision, a choice between two options. One option will follow your heart, will follow love, will follow passion, will follow the thing that make you feel happy. The other option will secure you something more pragmatic, something more practical, more realistic even, and could be financial, more stable for you. So yeah, this is the same message that we have been seeing from the last 3 questions. So I want to draw one more card for you to see how can you make the most of this guidance. You got the High Priestess. I think I understand group number 3. I think the thing here is you think you can only have one thing or the other. However, there should be one option, the option that you haven't explored yet, the option that will open the door for you to be able to satisfy both needs, to meet both requirements in this scenario. So you don't limit yourself, group number 2. Don't limit yourself in the thinking that you have to choose one between these 2 elements. Trust your intuition. I truly think that somewhere within your mind, within your heart, you already have a feeling. Maybe there is a way for you to satisfy both needs, both requirements. You just haven't been able to find out which is that option yet. However, keep trying, keep thinking, keep contemplating over and over again, because the lesson you learn over here and even the guidance for you always stressing on the fact that you need to think of a gateway, a way to satisfy both factors in your life, and you're capable of that. Your intuition are telling you the same as well. So trust in it, trust in your intuition. Try to tap in more into your intuition. Pay attention to your dream. Pay attention to synchronicities that you see. And maybe sooner than you think, you will find the answer that you are looking for. So group number 2, this is all I have for you for today's reading. I really enjoy doing this for you, and I hope you also enjoy the same. If you do, please like and subscribe to my channel. You can always leave a comment below to tell me how this reading resonates with you or how it didn't resonate with you. Whichever it is, and I would love to hear, and I will try to reply to all of the comments. So group number 2, I wish you all the best, and I trust that your future self is trying to encourage you on your current path, and the best thing is waiting for you in the future. So my group number 2, I hope you all the best, and I will see you in my next reading. Bye bye. Hello, my beautiful group number 3. Welcome to your reading about what messages does your future self have for you. So thank you for being with me here today. We will have a reading with the following structure. So the first question is, what messages does your future self have for you? Secondly, what lessons have you learned that will shape your future? Thirdly, what steps should you take now to align with your best path? And finally, how can you make the most of this guidance? I hope the structure is clear for you. So group number 3, without further ado, let's get started with your reading. Your significator card today is the Judgement card from the Shadow Work Tarot deck. So I will use the same tarot deck to answer the first question. What messages does your future self have for you? What messages does your future self have for you? Group number 3. Oh, you got Justice. I want to put it here. Then you got 4 of Pentacles. And you got Strength. You already received 3 major arcana cards. How wonderful. Finally, I think you received the 6 of Cups. Let me rearrange it a bit. No, I will leave it later. I will bring on the cards to the table before we start our reading, okay? So, your second question, what lessons have you learned that will shape your future? What lesson have you learned that will shape your future? I will use the Flux Arcana Tarot deck to answer this question. What lesson have you learned that will shape your future? Group number 3, you got Page of Wands. Did I see the Page of Wands before? I don't remember. You got 6 of Wands. Oh, 2 Wands continue consecutively. You receive the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups. I had to pause a bit to read the number. Sorry. And then you receive the 3 of Wands. Beautiful. Then let's come to your third question and see what steps should you take now to align with your best path. What steps should you take now to align with your best path? Group number 3, you receive the Guy of Air. And then you receive the 4 of Wands. The 4 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, the 4 of Wands, the 6 of Wands. There is a theme in your reading, and it is mostly about actions, motivation, vitality. You got the 2 of Swords. We are asking about the step, right? What steps should you take? And 2 of Swords appear. Over here you have the Guy of Air. So the Guy of Air is actually the King of Swords. Okay, King of Swords. So you got 2 Swords cards. Finally, you got the 4 of Coins. Oh, 4 of Wands and then 4 of Coins. Interesting. There is an extremely clear theme within your reading. The cards keep coming out in a certain patterns. We will look into it later. Sure. Do we need more cards on the table? Group number 3, or we stop at this and then we leave the last question later? Okay, we will stop at this. This look beautiful already. So my group number 3, let's get started with your reading. What messages does your future self have for you? And then at the center of your reading, it will be the Judgment. Group number 3, if you are waiting for some results, if you are waiting for some outcome, if you have been working on something lately and you are wondering whether you will come to a better place in life due to that outcome, that result, then I think your future self is trying to communicate with you that yes, there will be a day in the future. It could be near, it could be far. I don't see the exact timeline over here. However, I know for sure, 100% sure that there will be a day where everything you deserve will come to you. All the hard work that you have been putting into something will finally flourish into an abundant and happy outcome for you. Group number 2, group number 3, I'm so sorry, you receive 3 major arcana cards regarding the messages. So I think the message is extremely strong. It may have a strong impact on your life. So if you are feeling uncertain in life, if you are seeking for some kind of stability or some kind of confirmation in life, then this will be the confirmation that you need. Justice and strength appear over here. Told me about something you have been going through. There should be an area in your life where hardships and difficulties happen and where you have to put in a lot of effort and strength. You have to hold on to your ground in order to overcome it. And your future self is trying to tell you that your perseverance, your strength will not come to waste. The amount of effort you are putting in will eventually create a happy and fulfilled future for you. Just as he is talking about, the cause and effect, the rules of cause and effect in life. So if someone keep doing something good, they will eventually receive the the same reward from the universe. And if someone does something bad, right, there will be one day in their life where they have to pay back everything. The karma is real. So if you have someone in your life who have done you wrong, don't be so sad because you got hurt and they seem to be unaffected. It will not last so long. Whoever did you wrong will eventually receive the same treatment from, maybe not from you, maybe from another person. So karma is working in that way, right? You do something for someone and then they will do another thing to the other. It go around and around rather than direct from between you and that person. So if there is an area in your life where you see you are being treated without justice, that people are treating you unfairly, then your future self is trying to tell you that just let them go. They don't deserve your time. They don't deserve to have a space in your life. You just need to let them go and the universe will take care of them for you. So group number 3, that is a pretty interesting message that your future self is trying to tell you. And one more thing, regarding your relationship with someone. So maybe that person come from the past. It is a past relationship, whether it's a work and a romantic relationship or even a family relationship. I'm not sure about that aspect yet. Maybe I will draw more cards for you. But for the time being, when it comes to a past relationship of you or a past place, a past event, a past situation, if you are still holding on to the past person or the thing or the relationship, and you are wondering why you cannot let it go, why you cannot erase them from your thought, your future self is trying to tell you that in the future there is a high chance that you will reconnect with that past relationship in one way or another. The card doesn't really depict the form of reunion, the way you will reconnect in the future. However, I do see a reconnect over here. It could extend to some of my viewers that maybe they will go back to their home country, their hometown, the state that they used to live or work in or study in before. That could be an indicator, but it is a happy event and you will be thankful, grateful about it for the reconnection between you and this past person or relationship or places. Yeah. One more message. Oh my gosh, group number 3. I think you are the group that received the most messages from your future self. And I want to clarify a bit. Your future self over here, I am not saying they come from the same timeline in the future. Maybe each message for you will come from your future self at a different time into the future. So it's interesting that you receive multiple different messages and maybe it could happen one after the other. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to the thing that I was trying to say before. Another message for you is that if you are seeking for some kind of stability, especially when it comes to work, career, income, financial stability, your future self wants to guarantee you that you will be able to obtain that kind of stability you are seeking for in the near future. The Four of Pentacles always talk about structure. So the number 4 in numerology is the representation of structure and stability, something that is fixed, something that is already established. It has the energy of the fixed sign in the zodiac. So the fixed sign is Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. It could be that you are among one of those 4 signs, especially Taurus. If you guys is actually a Taurus, can you comment the icon of the Taurus zodiac or maybe the word Taurus in the comment section so I know that it is you, my beautiful group number 3. Yeah, if it is something you are looking for, your future self is confirming that, yeah, you will be able to reach a state of stability and abundance where you can enjoy the money that you have been working hard on, and you will no longer have to worry about the unpredictability of your financial situation. So for some of you, if you are currently unemployed or you are struggling in terms of work, finance, and career, this is a strong confirmation for you that a stable job, a stable source of income is coming into your life, and you will, the only thing you have to be mindful about is trying to keep the money, trying to spend it wisely rather than living luxuriously and overspending yourself. Yeah, I think that's everything I have about the message that your future self have for you. Let's move to the second question. What lessons have you learned that will shape your future? So you receive the Page of Wands, or the Six of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and then the Three of Wands. You receive a lot of wands over here. So the lesson you have learned, if you are actually a fixed sign, or maybe you are a Taurus yourself, this message will be extremely important to you, because the message, the lesson here emphasize on the importance of taking action. So action is something that we have to perform every day, and usually we will underestimate the importance of it. In today's society, in the modern society, many digital platform has been invented so that people can really communicate with each other and how do I say, seemingly taking action over maybe the social media. So we have an illusion that we are actually taking action. However, in real life, the only thing that we do is we sit around in our house on the couch and typing something on the internet, and we convince ourselves that we already took the action. In fact, we have never done anything. So taking action here means physical action, actual work, not just a visualization, not just a status on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, not Twitter anymore, right? We call it X these days. So your lesson has an extremely great correlation with action. You are called to understand that sometimes you just need to get yourself into it. Sometimes you just need to take the first step, and then the second, the third, the next steps will follow consistently. So you really need to get over your laziness, my dear group number 3. I dislike calling people lazy, because the definition of laziness varies from person to person. But I do believe that you don't take that much action, you don't take enough action in your life, group number 3. And for example, if you want to lose weight and you have been scrolling on the internet on multiple different posts about how to get fit, how to lose weight, about calorie deficit. However, if you never really get up one day and do a sit-up, or go for a walk, or go for a treadmill run, then you will never be able to lose any weight at all. The fact that you finally decide to do something rather than just imagine it in your mind is an important lesson. And too much planning is not good either, because the more you plan, the more you will think about all kind of possibility and difficulties, and maybe that will discourage yourself from taking the first and most important step. So the lesson that you learn that will shape your future is the lesson about taking the first step and then trying to move with it, try making the consistent second and third and fourth step to follow up with your plan. And the Three of Wands also appear over here if the Two of Wands appear, I will explain with you the importance of making plan. But the Three of Wands is no longer making plans anymore. Now the plans is already made, the research is already done. You have to take the very first initiative to start something rather than leaving your plan on the table. So group number 3, yeah, the lesson for you is extremely straightforward. It is just about taking action, getting yourself busy with real, true action rather than thought and social media posts and imaginary and manifestation mantra. They help to a certain extent. I'm not putting down the importance of manifestation or sharing the idea on social media, but it is just one step. The effectiveness of it is just to a certain extent. You need to really get your hand dirty, not getting your hand dirty, but really put yourself into the work itself in order to see some results. And this is an extremely important question for you, a lesson for you that I hope you will keep doing it from now on until the very far future. Keep doing something, keep making steps, even the small step is fine. And one more lesson that you have learned is that happiness, the definition of happiness is different from person to person. And something that makes other people happy doesn't necessarily make you happy. So you don't have to conform to people's idea of happiness. If people happiness is having big house, big car, luxurious designer bags, then it's good for them. However, if what makes you happy is having leisure time, reading books, going to coffee shop and watch people passing by, then your happiness is completely 100% legit as well. So don't be affected by other people's idea of how to enjoy your life. You should have your own idea of how to enjoy your life. And if you are happy with a certain stage, a certain lifestyle, then stick to it. Don't be confused because of other people. Do what you love the most. Do what fulfills you and bring you happiness. And that should be fine. My group number 3. The most important thing is that you feel happy with yourself, not you feel happy with other people or other people feel happy with you. It doesn't have anything to do with your life, right? Your life is just yours and yours only. Yeah. Oh, we are going really fast with you. Group number 3. I feel like you are a Taurus. I don't feel like you are a Taurus. Maybe a Leo or a Taurus with a Leo sun, moon or rising, or a Leo with a Taurus moon or rising, something like that. There is a fixed energy here in your spread, because over here we see the 4 wands and 4 coins as well. Number 4 always talk about structure, about stability. So fixed, right? Unchanged, unmovable. I don't feel like Aquarius or Scorpio will fit into this reading. It could be Scorpio as well. Scorpio is pretty stubborn. Scorpio with a Leo emphasis on their birth chart, or a Leo with a Scorpio emphasis on their birth chart. Whatever the case, I will stop with the zodiac guessing. But if you are a Leo or a Scorpio or a Taurus, let me know, right? I would love. Those are all of my favorite zodiac signs. So yeah, let's come to the third question. What steps should you take now to align with your best path? What step? I think this question will link to the first question with you about stability over here. You need to make a decision, and you need to how do I say, gain clarity, see the bigger picture of things. So the guy of air is someone who obtained this figure over here, has obtained a wing, and they can now fly to the sky and see the familiar landscape from a different viewpoint. So it is important that you try to escape out of your normal way of thinking, your normal reasoning process, and try to see the whole picture of everything. After that, you can make the correct decision. Maybe you are having some kind of choices to make recently, and you are wondering which direction you should take. It is a calling for you to really step out of the picture, distance yourself to have a whole bird eye views on the situation. And when you can see everything from afar, maybe you can recognize some kind of aspects that you didn't pay attention to before, and that will help you much more to really make the correct decision. At the same time, you are called to be more stable in all aspects of your life, especially when it comes to your work, your resources, your career, and the way you are doing things, especially your habits and your routine. So why am I saying that? Because when I don't know if you have read the Atomic Habits book. It is one of the best-selling book in the US for some times. I believe so, and it teach us about the importance of micro or atomic habits. So every day you have to make 1,000 choices, 1,000 different choices, and each choices can affect your life in the long term in the way that you cannot imagine. For example, you can wake up and then you have to make the decision to immediately get up, tidy up your bed, brush your teeth, going to work out and eat breakfast, or you will lie on your bed and scroll through social media, getting up feeling exhausted, and brush your teeth and in a hurry and run to your work. You see, just in a span of like half an hour in the morning, at the start of your day, you already have to make like 5 to 6 choices. That's why the micro habits is so important in our life, and you are calling by your future self to really see the own kind of habit and choices you are making in your daily activity, not in a big landscape picture, but in your daily activity. What spending are you spending your money on a daily basis? Do you spend money on a cup of Starbucks every day, while you can really make your own coffee with a much cheaper cost? Are you spending money to eat out like 3 times or 4 times a week and intoxicated your body with tons of oil and fat and all kind of toxicity, non-nutrition food, where you can really cook your own meal at home and save yourself both on the money, the delivery fee, and at the same time the cost of your medical bill in the future. So each of your action in the day will reflect a decision, and your micro habit will really change the big picture for you in the future. So this step is extremely important. Review all of your micro habits. See which one you are doing wrong that can cause you a long-term how do I say, disadvantage compared to other people, and which micro habit will really push yourself ahead of other people in the long term. You should really examine your lifestyle, especially the spending habit. And if you can really do that, it will help you a lot in the way to align yourself with the best path coming to the future, and the future where you receive whatever you are deserving. you will receive abundance and fulfillment, stability over here will come sooner than later. So finally, we will come to the next, the final question. How can you make the most of this guidance? Group number 3, how can you make the most of this guidance? I will use this Hotskep Tarot deck to answer this question. Group number 3, how can you make the most of this guidance? You got the Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Trial and error. Try everything you think of. It is important for you. 9 of Swords. 2 sword card. So the biggest obstacle in your way, that is lying in your way towards a better future, is your own thought. It's not something from the external world. It is your own thought. Group number 3, and then you got the 8 of Swords. Oh my gosh. See, the 8 and the 9. Don't overthink everything. Don't overthink any part, any aspect of your life. Put your thought aside. My group number 3, the whole reading of you is full of Pentacles and Major Arcana and Wands card. It is all about action and doing the work, getting yourself into it. Why? The thing that really block your way is your thought. So don't think too much. Sometimes thinking will prevent us from making the correct action. Sometimes we need to do first and see how we can fix them, how we can improvise, how we can improve on the way to the destination. So in group number 3, the message here is extremely clear for you, and I think you can see it right from the cards, right? The 8 of Swords, being so worried. You are blind by your own worriness that you cannot see the way out for yourself. And the 9 of Swords are about being up at night, stressing yourself, cannot sleep, having bad nightmare about something that clouding your mind, that keep traumatizing you. However, Page of Swords is like letting go of all the thought, try all of them. However, don't hold on to anything too seriously. Be a little bit playful and childlike when you think about something. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. If you made the wrong decision, you can always make another one to fix it. Everything can be fixed. Everything can be improvised. Everything can be improved as time goes by. So group number 3, this is your message. Please don't overthink everything. Let the stress go and then jump onto the thing that you want to do. Don't ever think about it anymore. Just do it. Do it. So group number 3, I hope you like the reading. If you do, please like and subscribe to my channel so that you will never miss any of my future reading. And if you have anything to share about how this reading resonates, or even if it's not resonates with you, I would love to hear your comment in the comment section as well. So group number 3, I wish you all the best. I hope that your future self message will was conveyed to you clearly, and that you can really be encouraged to pursue your path into the better future. So this is all I have for you. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in my next reading. Bye bye.